Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's tips and tricks video. Today we're going to be working on the first of the Mafia roles, which I'm sure you're all very excited about. Today we'll be working on the Godfather. Not the film, the role. So what does a Godfather do? Well, a Godfather is the king of the Mafia, the lord of the house, the killer of everybody else. The Godfather just wants the Mafia to win the town. Take it over, turn it into a strip mall, whatever you find is best for your Mafia needs. So how can you best lead the glory of the family and take over the town yourself? Well, first thing you should always take into consideration as a Godfather is you are the boss. The Mafia is yours to command. They can't actually say anything against you. If a Mafia member starts acting out against you, simply use him as a tool. Say that he is Mafia in chat and get yourself some free publicity. Remember, you are the boss. So, how can you use your ability as the boss to best suit your needs? Well, the first thing you can do is you can ensure that the spy is fooled. First thing you say every night is no names. Or, you can try and slip in the sneaky such and such is Mafia by trying to greet them in chat. Like, say you've got Tim, who is a townie, and in chat you've got Billy and Mandy. Just say, hey Tim, how's it going? Or make a slight joke on the name, like, say if the name's Arif, say, haha, you died. Lol 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 lol. That's from Final Fantasy 7. But yeah, that's the way you can do it. At any rate, if there's any random investigative town roles or random town members, always assume that there's a spy. Never let down your guard. Also remember that spies can take a hold of your whispers as well, so don't whisper anything incriminating until you have successfully gotten rid of the spy or spies, if there are two of them. If you have a consigliere on side, it would always be best to use that to your advantage on who best to kill on the night, or maybe even not kill in the event of late game, because always remember, as a Godfather, if there are 4 people left in the game on a day, if one of them is lynched, you can kill somebody on the night and then the Mafia will win the game. This only applies if you're the only one left, however always remember that. It's important. Because if the wrong person is lynched, that's 3, kill someone then that's 2, and then they can't vote you out. It's the same as if there's 2 Mafia and there are, say, 6 town members. Somebody gets lynched, kill somebody on the night, it's 2v2, you win. Always keep that in mind, folks, it'll save your life someday. If somebody's really uppity in day chat, and is pretty much trying to lead the town to victory, what you can do is you can order your disguiser to take them over when you kill them. I mean, this will only work if they actually die, but it's a good way to get somebody who is trusted by town on your side. However, beware sometimes that people who talk too much will immediately be distrusted by the town, as anybody who knows what they're talking about is instantly taken as evil for some reason. It's just an attitude in town of Salem, I don't know where it comes from, but sometimes it'll happen, so be careful guys. Next thing is to always make sure your janitors clean up people early on in the game. If you make sure that you clean people at night, say nights 1, 2 and 3, it'll set you up to be able to use the role list to your advantage. Once you know what roles they were, you can then claim to be their roles, and people won't bat an eyelid at that. Obviously, being the head of the Mafia means that you have increased voting power. Always make sure your Mafia members know to lynch the serial killers and arsonists, as some of them are lazy or just won't have a clue. Being a peon isn't always the best work, and they might get bored easily. Make sure their head's in the game and take out the serial killer and arsonists, as they are pretty much some of your biggest threats in the game. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The Mafia does have friends. Yes, that's right, folks. This raving bunch of lunatics with guns do have pals and fellow killers. So, who can you count on the Mafia's friends list on Facebook? Well, first, you can have the Witch. The Witch is primarily on the Mafia side all the time. I've never actually seen a side with a serial killer or arsonist once myself, but it can happen. However, if you get the Witch on side, that's an extra voting power. However, if she does take control of the Godfather, you will be targeting who she says you will be attacking. Now, this isn't a bad thing, because the witch isn't supposed to make you attack your own members. So if you strike a deal with the witch, tell them not to attack, say, Billy and Mandy, and then you make them attack Tim. And that is a good way to get yourself another step closer to victory. Also on the side of the Mafia, but not really motivated to help the Mafia in any way, is the Executioner. Now, from what I've seen, the Executioner will never ever target a Mafia member. So an Executioner targets a town member will always be helping the Mafia, even if he doesn't want to himself. However, beware, once that Executioner has lynched his target, most of the time they suffer from guilt of lynching a town member and will help the town out with sympathy. It's at this point you want to try and say that maybe they're the Godfather because they're immune and they're just faking executions to save themselves. It works, don't worry about it, but it's risky because, of course, making any sort of action against another player in this game will get you lynched, and as soon as they see they're an Executioner, they'll immediately know something's up. So only do this when it's safe to, when Mafia can claim voting superiority. Another friend of the Mafia, pretty much the Survivor. Well, he'll side with anyone. If the Mafia's winning, whisper the Survivor, say, help us vote out the townies and you'll win. Jobs are good and you win. Never ever try and get the Survivor on side if you are losing. If there's, say, 1 Mafia and 4 town members, the Survivor will immediately rat you out and get you killed. So don't try that, guys. The Survivor always acts in his best interests. The last of the Mafia's friends can be the Amnesiac. Now, the only way you can ever contact the Amnesiac in this game is through the Death Note system. So if you know there's an Amnesiac in game and one of your Mafia friends is dead, try giving the Amnesiac an invitation when you kill somebody. Who knows, maybe he'll join up with you. And that's an extra vote and extra manpower behind the Mafia. However, if the Amnesiac's revealed, don't try this, because they'll just go with town because they know they'll get lynched. As a Godfather, you need to be aware of jailers. Same rules apply as in my serial killer video. Don't even try and claim anything impossible. One thing is that you'll never want to claim as a Godfather as a mayor, because people can say, well, reveal, and the moment you say, well, we're not revealing, they'll lynch you. Even though they know that revealing as a mayor is dangerous, they will lynch you. Don't try it. Now, the veteran isn't such a big threat for the Godfather, especially if there's a mafioso around. Now, you can actually use the veteran to your advantage. If, say, on the day you say, I think that such and such is Mafia, but don't actually act on it, say you have no proof or anything, then the mafioso maybe get a bit pissed. But if you know where the veteran is, you can use the mafioso to target the veteran himself, getting him killed, and possibly increasing your credibility a bit. However, this is not a very good tactic for trying to find veterans. You really don't want to kill the mafioso unless he's really acting up, like I hate the Mafia, or he's trying to get you lynched himself. I have seen some traitorous mafiosos around before, who try and get the Godfather killed, surprisingly enough. Either because they think he's incompetent, because he can't actually do anything, or because he's me and just finds it funny. Same rule on jesters that apply to every class. Abstain if you think the jester, don't even try and vote them guilty. It's not very good for you if you die. Arsonists, if you set on fire, if you doused and set on fire, that's the end of you. Need to get rid of them. Again, I've stated the danger mafiosos can say. However, oh yeah, be careful, because you want to make sure that you get the mafioso lynched in a manner that's quick. You don't want to give him time to write in his death note who you are and to lynch you. However, it's pretty easy to just wave that away. Just say it's a Mafia trick. Don't believe it. The worst thing that a Mafia can ever do to try and get a fellow Mafia lynched is actually say their legitimate name in their death note. Because nobody will believe it unless you yell them out, put them in your will, and leave immediately. That way you're taken as a troll, town will vote you out. It's not... It'll just make people hate you, don't do it. But that's the only way that a Mafia, outings of a Mafia, can be taken seriously. Investigators are a problem as usual. Their investigation for you will turn up as Mayor or Godfather. This is extremely bad for you, because if you don't hit that reveal button, they're going to hang you. However, if there's a transporter or a witch around, you could just say I was transported. It's always safe to say I was transported last night, if you know there's an investigator around. If there are bonus points if there isn't a transporter, because then they can't claim against you. But you have to make sure that a transporter would be probable on the role list. Okay, finally, the best claims for you to use as a Godfather is Bodyguard or Survivor. Bodyguard's vests do say that your target is immune when they're attacked. So if you just say, I self-vested last night as a bodyguard, it'll save you for at least one turn unless somebody attacks you again. If the serial killer is just that intent on you dying. Or Survivor. Survivor's the usual, I'm immune but don't kill me response. It's not very safe. Saying you're a Survivor is too textbook for people to buy most of the time. But it does work. So give it a try. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about The Godfather today. So I'm Magnasaur2, guys. Hopefully the public test run will be up soon. That's one thing I've been waiting for a little while now. It's now Thursday after saying it was on Monday. So I'm just itching with anticipation. However, I won't be doing any normal playthrough videos until the public test realm is up. So just thought I'd tell you that. Anyway, I'm Magnasaur2, and this is me signing off. Goodbye.